Hi, my dear friends, my dear students. Today I want to discuss few more concepts related to electronics and communication. You know our branch is electronics and communication. In this branch, we'll discuss so many concepts related to electronics and also so many concepts, so many subjects related to communication also because our branch is electronics and communication. Here in our electronics branch, that is in ENC branch, we'll study about so many subjects related to communication. For example, analog communication, digital communication, wireless communication, satellite communication, computer communication. So, like so many analog communication, digital communication. We'll discuss so many concepts related to communication, so many subjects, so many concepts related to communication. Communication means, what is communication? Communication means transferring of information from one place to another place or from one person to other person. Communicate means communication, passing of information, passing of some message, transferring of some information is called as communication. No, why uh, I'm doing this lecture, this video, or this why I'm giving the speech about communication, because I'm surprised by I'm surprised by seeing the growth in the field of communication. Because because when we were children, for example 30 years back, 35 years back, to have the communication, we not others, I'm telling about myself. When we want to communicate with one of our relatives or one of our friends, when we were children, at that time we used to communicate by writing letters. I've done such type of activities. That is, we used to write the inline letter. We take a letter, and in that we will write the whatever. So, for example, suppose we want to communicate a message to our relatives at that time. We used to write a letter. Hi, how are you? I'm fine. How are you? Like this, we used to write letter. On that letter, on the front side, we used to write the address and to whom we want to transfer the letter, and from back side we used to write from where, that is our name, address. To our name we will write in the letter and will post in the post box. In 30 years back, there were post boxes are there, in that we used to place the letters, and within 2 3 days that letter will be transferred to the our relatives where we want to send the messages. That is how we can communicate. For that is I'm telling about, it is nearly 30 years back we used to do like this. Afterwards, as we are growing, when we are in, for example, studying in B, for example, B 20 years back, 20 years back when we were studying, at that time, recently land phone came, and we used to talk using land phones. Using land phones, we used to talk to our relatives, our friends, and we have communicated using land phone. Afterwards, after a few after few years, now mobiles are invented. Mobile communication. When mobile communication, at that time, for example, I'm talking about this 1997 or 98. And only the rich persons were having the mobiles. Only rich persons are having the mobiles, and only limited people, only in a city, in Gulbarga city, only 100 people might have the mobiles. At that time, the call for mobile also, incoming, it will be, they will cost incoming amount for incoming call and as well as outgoing call. But nowadays you see that everywhere you using the mobiles. Everyone, not only rich people, almost all everyone is using the mobiles. And suppose I want to have a communication with my friend or relatives, only within fraction of second, I can communicate to my friend or my relatives. That is, you imagine how there is a revolution, how there is a revolution in the field of communication. 30 years back, we used to write letters, but now within fraction of second, we can have the communication. That is about the mobile communication. Everyone is having mobile. Suppose wherever you go, we can communicate with anyone. That is about the mobile communication. Now, in the previous years, for example, 30 years back, when we used to watch, when we want to, at that time, 30 years back, when I think we are studying in 10th or PUC, at that time, televisions were not there. Only Gulbar city, few people are having the televisions. At that time, we used to watch Ramayana, Mahabharata in televisions. At that time, only few people in Gulbarga, might 100 people or 200 people may have the televisions. But in the field of due to the revolution in the field of communication, nowadays in every home we're having the televisions, and we can watch the 100 different types of channels. When 30 years back, only we can use only one channel, that is Doordarshan. But nowadays we can watch any number of channels. It may be 100, how many, so many channels we can we can watch so many channels. Not in every houses we're having the televisions. That is also these signals to television, where it is coming from. Some houses were having the cable connection, but in most of the houses or in villages we're having the communication through satellite. The signals which are coming to the televisions which are there in the villages or in some cities, it is from satellite. But where is satellite? How signals are coming? Satellites are there 36,000 kilometers away from the earth. Satellites, I'm talking about satellites. These are there in the geostationary orbits, and they are nearly the distance between earth to satellite is nearly 36,000 kilometers away from the earth. But from there the signals are coming. From their signals are coming. If you imagine, really we will surprise, we will be shocked by seeing the developments in the field of communication. Also, not only the transferring the satellites, not only transferring the signals, not only television signals, satellites are used to transfer the mobile signals, television signals. Also, some cameras are placed in the satellite. It can give the overall picture of earth also, what are the objects were not clear, only small blurred or some images also we can take the photos from the satellites. That is the development or advantage. And also using GPS system, we can find out the location of any. For example, using the location, how we can find out the location, that is using the GPS system, that is global position system. We can locate any point on the earth. That is how GPS will find out the location, because on the earth we are having some imaginary lines on the earth, we call as latitude and longitude. Based on that, we can find out any location on the earth using the GPS system. There is so much revolution in the field of communication also. Not only I'm talking, why I'm talking in the field of communication also, because not only in communication, there is huge development in the field of electronics. There is much development in the field of computer. There is huge development in the field of mechanical, civil, like this. In every field we are having so much revolution. We are surprised, really we are surprised by, by the development in the field of electronics and communication. In the previous, not only this, suppose I will tell something, some new technology, suppose you hear that one, really you will be shocked. Nowadays not only machine to machine or some communication is there, but nowadays communication is done there is huge development in the field of communication that we can't imagine. Why? Because I heard that some students who are working in who are doing PhD in IIC Bangalore, that is Indian Institute of Science, Bangalore, they research some ICs. Suppose those ICs we place on our body doing some operation. Suppose two ICs are placed on different two persons. At that time, they will not talk, but internally they are talking. That is called as mind communication. You can imagine, you can't imagine how there is a revolution in the field of communication. That is, you know that IIT, so many IIT institutes are there. IIT means Indian Institute of Technology. In India, we are having only few, 10 or 8 or 10, some few IIT, IIT institutes are there. There the students will do PhD, there some students will do MTech, some will study BTech. Like in IT, the brilliant students only can do the engineering or MTech or PhD in IIT institutes. That is, IIT means Indian Institute of Technology. We are having IIT Mumbai, IIT Kharagpur, IIT Kanpur, so many IIT Madras. But in Karnataka, we are having IIT, but it is not called IIT, it is called as ISC. That is Indian Institute of Science. I once, 3 years back, I visited the ISC Bangalore. So there are so many real brilliant students. As I already told, some student, or some brilliant student, one student, he has done PhD on mind communication. Mind communication means the communication. Suppose here in class, hundreds of students are there. We are having a particular two ICs. He developed a IC. IC means integrated chip. Suppose you know electronics, will come to know what is IC. Integrated chip. It is, suppose that we place on the our hand, and they will place using some, not only with just top of the hand, they will do some operation, and they will place inside our body. And one more person, suppose he want to have the communication with me, and he also place the IC inside his body. And when we both are in between hundred of people, but we will not talk, but internally we are talking. Internally we are talking means, but even though 100 people are there, they will not come to know what we are talking, what we are discussing, really. Because internally we talk means, by mouth will not talk, internal by brain, the communication is going from brain to brain. Really, I feel very surprised. What is revolution? What a revolution in the field of communication. That is about mind communication. In Facebook also, I have posted to one or two videos related to brain communication. That is how we can control the drone activities, the moving of the drone by brain communication, by mind communication, mind controlled, that is brain controlled drone. Where there we are, what we are doing, we will not, for example, suppose we want to move a drone up, down, right, left, using some machine is there, some remote is there, using that we can control. But here, in controlling the drone, we are, what we are doing, we are internally, the brain is giving the signals to that drone. That is internally, the person used to tell move right, or move left, like this he will tell, and internally that message will go to drone. Really surprise. Suppose who they can understand, they will definitely they will feel surprise how there is a revolution in the field of communication. That is about communication. That is how it is possible. Why? Because the communication to the body, to how it is interfaced, human being with the machine. Because the whatever in the body, in the human body, we are having the information, the brain communicates the signal. Whatever brain goes, this goes in the form of electrical. Whatever signal will brain will receive. Suppose I want to move my hand right, that information is given to the brain, and brain gives the information to hand to move right, left, like this. The information, whatever information is there, that is in the form of electrical. Due to this advantage, we can have the brain to brain communication or mind to mind communication. The signals to the body inside brain gives the signals to the parts of the body in the form of electrical. That is important. Electrical, therefore we can have the interface, we can have the communication between machine and human being. What a surprise. Okay, that is the um, about mind to mind communication. Like this we are having so many, but in future we can't have brain to brain communication because some disadvantages are also there. But I'm talking about how there is a revolution. What a revolution in the field of communication. But here in B, whatever study with communication, only simple concepts, only simple concept. But as we do M.Tech, PhD, real subjects will study in M.Tech and when we do PhD. That is about because why I am telling this, because in class I was talking uh, about communication. At that time, the situation came to tell to the students what is communication, how there is a revolution in the field of communication. Therefore, here also I am discussing concepts related to communication. When we are child, it is not 100 years back, 200 years back. Only it is there is a development within 30 to 40 years. I told that is 30 years back only we used to write letters in inland letter. After gradually landphone connections. After like the mobile communication. Now we are having mobiles. Like now, advantage scientists discovered about the brain communication. Who knows? Coming in next 10 years afterwards, there will not be a mobile. There may be mind communication also, but it is not possible, I think. Like this, this is about the revolution in the field of communication. Okay, friends. Uh, Thanks for listening my speech. If future time is there, we will discuss few more concepts related to electronics and communication. Thank you.